Earnestly podcast here as we now rank our AFC quarterbacks. The panel's back for another session. 2023 season's upon us. First off, Big Jim, how you doing?
Good.
Matthew?
Doing well.
Mikey B?
Fuck off, Ernest.
SOTG.
Honor, joy, and privilege to do this once again. I have beer. I am prepared to deal with EJ's horrible takes.
Yes.
And I already know who the number one quarterback for Mikey Byrne is. Spoiler.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, boy.
Do you?
It might be a hot take, but I'm ready to shiver because it's Burr.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
No, there's a hotter take for him coming up. Hold on.
Oh, my God. Wait, I'm the hot take artist here?
More on that.
I'm just saying I'm the hot take artist, and
Keep it under an hour. He's baiting you. He hasn't done anything yet.
Yes, EJ.
16. Go, Jim.
Anthony Richardson.
Me too.
Wow, there's some haters up in this beast.
It's not hater. I think it's just reality, Kyle.
Right. He is going to be the starter week 1, right? That's
Yes.
official,
Yes.
right? QB1? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Matt.
Until he is surpassed as the starter, it will be Ryan Tannehill for me.
Hot take, sort of. Sort of hot take.
That's
sort
not
of.
a hot take. That's just gallons of haterade.
Oh, no, his stock is low. I agree, but 16 is a little shock, though.
I mean, the AFC is a lot of talent, and someone's got to come in last. Why not the guy that can't get it done ever?
D-Hop there helps a little?
No.
Okay. It's like, no. Like, there's no wiggle room. No. Mikey
Cool.
B, 16.
Jimmy Garoppolo / Brian Hoyer.
Oh, man. You done.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought Kyle was upset.
Someone finally getting something right. This panel's off their rocker right now with the Tannehill hate.
I'm not far off that one, though.
No, and listen, I joke around with the Office Michael Scott thank you thing because it's one of my favorite gifts. But yeah, I'm with Byrne. I think it's Grops. And by the way, I'm assuming Josh Jacobs holds out. That's part of the reason why he's there.
Okay. All right. 15.
Oh, because you had Richardson there as well.
Yeah, I did as well, yeah. I copied your paper again.
I mean, I assume you have CJ Stroud here at 15.
No.
Wow. Jim, why do you hate
we
the
go
AFC
away a
South?
little bit now.
Because
Because
it stinks, Kyle.
It doesn't stink like that. It's not your no, I'm kidding. It's not the NFC South.
Just saying. Rookie quarterback, bad situation. Stroud's good, but year one, I'm not expecting a whole lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I almost went there, but Garoppolo at 15. I'm kind of feeling, both Kyle and Mike's assessment there.
With no disrespect to Devontae Adams, just saying.
Right. Just, I don't know. Patchwork there. 15 GBP. Matt, 15 for you.
This is where I have Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by him, though, to be honest with you. Very
I think
talented
he'll
kid.
eventually be good. I just don't
Yeah.
think that Indianapolis has enough to keep him safe or to throw to.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
It's going to take time.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little time.
Right. Absolutely. Mikey, 15. Why the pause?
Can I put Will Levis here because I think he makes more starts than Ryan Tannehill.
Damn.
That's not a bad pick, though, because I think Tannehill might lose his job by week 5.
I think-
Honestly.
I don't know. I think by whenever their bye is, they'll make that change.
So Tennessee ?
There you go.
All right, cool. The Titans.
I don't hate it. All right, Kyle, for you, 15.
Because Bailey Zappi isn't starting, I have the return of the Mac Jones here. Guys, you're not accounting for the weakness and strength of divisions here at all in your picks, even though you allege you are. What the hell was that?
That's a doorbell.
Sorry, that was my door opening.
Oh, okay. I thought that was some from the soundboard that malfunctioned. I was worried.
That's
Just like the authorities found EJ's fucking van.
that too. No, that's the new Bing for the show too. The new Bing.
No, it's
God,
not.
I hope not. I thought Jim's soundboard was about to catch fucking fire. Because Belichick has shown lately that his offensive selections have not been as good as they have been in the past. Mac Jones is going to, I think, be basically forced out of New England and be successful somewhere else. But I have Mac Jones struggling in 2023, mostly because his division is going to be kind of brutal, especially if another quarterback in that division stays considerably healthy.
Okay. All right. Number 14, Big Jim.
This is where I have the Tennessee conglomerate. I do think Ryan Tannehill is not going to finish out the season as the starter there. I think they drafted Will Levis for a reason. What that reason was, I think we'll get to watch in real time this year.
Yeah, I also have him at 14 as well, for the same reason. I think it's very plausible that he could lose his job. I'm not saying get hurt, lose his job by week 4, week 5. So, it's 10 on 14. Matt, what you got?
14 is where I have Jimmy G, just because of the uncertainty there in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's that great.
Yeah. Ooh. Mikey?
Mac who? Mac Jones.
Stock's a little low.
I don't know.
Stock's a little low.
His stock's a little low. He's in a division where he's clearly the 4th best quarterback by
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
By about 12
That's not
miles.
even close.
Right.
Even if you don't believe he's bad, yeah, I mean, that's just a great division of quarterbacks.
Right, of course. 14 for you, Kyle.
And listen, I get on the panel, I'm going to be relatively low. I'm making an assumption that he continues to struggle with being the villain. I don't think he improves even with the new offseason. I think it's all in his head. And I think he will play rather elementary. I have Watson at number 14.
Okay.
You can blame the Browns if you'd like to.
Yeah. Interesting division this year, though. What would the Browns stack up? We'll see. All right.
Last place. Last
Sure?
place.
I'll be sure about that.
That's where. Yes, we
They're in
are.
Pittsburgh. Well, they're in Pittsburgh. I'm saying. I mean, battle there.
Yeah. What?
Bro.
We'll see.
The Browns are in last place.
Probably.
Those white helmets, cool. Besides that, last place.
Your guy Trubisky or whatever his name is the reason they didn't make the playoffs. You asshat.
Trubisky or whatever the hell his name is.
Oh, we agree with that. You and I, before the year started, said
No,
start
how
picking.
Hey, so why are you trying to put the Browns potentially above them?
You don't think Watson has a bounce back this year?
No.
No.
A full camp?
I listen. I said that very clearly out of the gate. We know you don't listen to when Kyle talks, but I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't.
No, I like to hear you
Quite
twice.
literally.
That's why. I like to hear you twice talk. That's why. Anyway,
Oh,
13.
you have? Okay. Hey, can you have his kid remind him of what he does there real quick from the soundboard, Jim? Since
Come on, Eli.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
13,
oh,
Jim.
3 times, bitch.
This is where I have Jimmy Garoppolo or whatever the hell his name is.
I'm
Yeah,
cooking
you're
that
going
shit.
with the big laugh, EJ.
Janine
Despite,
Garofalo?
despite the potential sitting out of Josh Jacobs, you still have Devontae Adams, you still have Renfro, you still have the tight end that should be in Dallas. Garoppolo will not be in the basement, but relatively close.
I went CJ Stroud here. I think he's going to make an impact out the gate. I'm not saying he's going to be a playoff team or in the division, but I think 6 wins.
That's good because you locked that division up in January of this year.
Before the year, no, I locked up before the year even ended. Before the year ended for the
That's
Jaguars.
what I said. That's what I just said.
So yeah. All right. 13, Matt.
13 is where I have the New England Patriots QB situation of Mac Jones until Mac Jones leaves or is benched or something happens, but Mac Jones for now as the worst QB in the best division.
So, Matt, are you saying the Patriots get zapped?
They might.
Trace McSorley's the number 3 in New England.
Holy
hell.
Wow.
It's not going to get that bad.
Throw it on a dime, baby.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Yikes.
Go ahead, Mikey. 13.
CJ Stroud. And I think it's solely because I don't trust anything else that the Houston Texans have done.
It's fair.
I think
And
he has all the potential in the world to be a very good quarterback. I believe he needs some offensive weapons to go with him. The running back position is a plus in Houston right now, but I don't really know any of his wide receivers, and maybe that's bad on my end for not doing my homework on the Texans depth chart, but nothing really jumps off the page about having a explosive weapon for him to throw to. So I feel like this is where I leave CJ Stroud.
He's officially QB 1-2 also, right? Officially going to week 1.
I mean,
It's not in the year.
I don't think they stay with Davis.
I don't
Mills.
think they throw.
Yeah, I don't think
Davis Mills
anything's
out there.
been announced, but yes.
Okay. All right. 13 for you, Kyle.
So, unlike you haters, this is where I actually have Richardson at this point because on the strength of, yes, I said it, deal with it, Jim.
Love
You
it,
have at the
Kyle.
bottom of the
Love
ru-
it.
Bottom of the rung, okay? You are a hater.
I feel offended.
Why?
You don't.
'Cause I haven't said Anthony Richardson's
Facts
name
don't
yet.
care about your feelings, Kyle.
And when you name one, you can have a great point. Moving on. Listen, I'm not here to identify a playoff contender. Certainly no Cowboys fan on this panel could do that, including you, EJ, who tried to put the dang Red Tails in there last year. So
I came close.
You really did, actually. No, but
Almost
listen.
only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, EJ.
It still counts, buddy.
No, it doesn't. They didn't make it.
That's true.
Sit down.
Leave me alone, Jim.
Jim,
Go
that
ahead,
was
Kyle.
very
Kyle, go.
impressive
I know.
report. I really liked that. I really did. Give yourself a bell, sir. So with that in mind, listen, I think Anthony Richardson and the Colts offense will have some success, a la Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers with a lot of running. Am I thinking he'll be that good a rookie? No, but him and Jonathan Taylor together have the potential. It all depends on how Jonathan Taylor comes back. Obviously, I'm betting that he comes back high. You all are right about the passing game not necessarily being great, but listen, if they're that worried about the run from two sources, receivers have better passing lanes. And I
They
think
have a great roster of who the hell is this guy?
right.
After Michael Pittman Jr.
And so too, by the way, did the Carolina Panthers in question. Thank you for making the point very well, Jeff.
I will say there is space to make an impact, though. Outside Jacksonville, there's space to make an impact. So,
Is that the phrase of the year? I feel like that's going to be the phrase of the year.
All right. So long as the place is frisky, for fuck's sake. Okay.
I was just gonna say that.
That is true.
The new frisky. 12, Jim.
This is where I have Mac Jones. Again, I feel like similar to in the NFC when you're digging this low in the barrel, you're reaching through the ice looking to grab a cold drink. Like that's all you're doing. You don't really care what's coming up at this point. So yeah, he's the worst quarterback in his division by a mile. But I also don't think it's all his problem.
Right.
I'm there with Mac as well, number 12. Here's a question. Bill O'Brien, does he help a little bit?
No.
Oh, he certainly does, but not enough. It's not just that it's Mac Jones, EJ. What the hell else do they have? Do you believe that much in Devontae Adams and Juju Smith-Schuster? Because I do not, sir.
Not Adams.
Not
Devontae
Adams.
Parker?
Devontae Parker, right?
Yeah, I said Adams. My bad.
Sorry,
Okay,
Miss
okay.
Parker.
I mean, you got Stevenson coming back. He was a good option last year. Yeah, Schuster.
Stevenson, yeah.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not Colts. Who the hell are these guys? But it's still pretty rough.
Michael Pittman greater than any other Patriot receiver.
Good point.
Quick sidebars, because I think we're done on Mike Jones here.
Before you do that, I have to
What?
ask Jim, do you mean to say not great, Bob?
That's the one.
Yeah, there it is. That tracks.
Not great, Bob.
I think we all picked Mac Jones at this point now. So before we clear that, quick sidebar. Bill Belichick hot seat. You believe in you bring that?
Okay, I literally saw an article about this earlier today. Like, the guy's 85 years old. Yeah, like at any point could be his last year, right? Like,
that's a good point, Jim.
like I'm not saying that to be rude, but like he's been coaching for 50 years, right? Like literally, he's been in the coaching industry for 50 years. So like, yes, if after this year, if things don't improve, and here's the thing, they're gonna be last in the East. Like if the Patriots move on, I don't think it's going to be shocking.
Right. Go ahead, Kyle.
For context for Jim, like you mentioned him being allegedly 85 years old, but like obviously he's the oldest active coach, and he's this close to the record for oldest coach, which someone correct me if I blow this, but I'm pretty sure that's Shula, and he's getting up close to that number. So
Very close.
you're
Yeah,
not
he turned
wrong. Jim.
71 to like a couple months ago. So like,
Right. And 74, I think, is the target.
I believe.
Okay. We are now at 11, I believe, right? So 11 for you, Jim.
This is where I have Deshaun Watson.
Hold on.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Nobody after like the two of you gave their 12. I don't think Matt
Okay,
gave his
sorry.
12.
Did you get 12? Matt, did you get 12 already?
I just gave 13. All I know.
Because I never gave my 12.
Okay, yeah, I didn't either.
I gave mine. I know Jim gave his.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you said that we've wrapped up Mac Jones.
Right. Sorry about
Correct.
that.
We sidebarred to Mac Jones.
We
Okay.
wrapped up Mac Jones. We didn't wrap up number 12.
Right. Go ahead,
Right.
Matt. I apologize. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is where I have CJ Stroud on mine, just
I
for
like
the
it.
reasons Mike mentioned. Another collection of who the hell is this at wide receiver? A new head coach who I think will do good things there, but not this season.
Good take, man.
All right. Mikey, 12.
Kyle kind of struck me in the heart whenever he said that all you haters about AR-15. I actually have AR-15 ahead of Kyle here. I have him here at 12.
My apologies, Byrne. I am so sorry.
Give me the assault rifle. That
That's
guy.
not what AR means, God damn it.
What? It doesn't? I'm so confused. No, give me AR. I think Michael Pittman is gonna have a great year. Jonathan Taylor can't be as bad as he was last year.
This guy was just hurt.
That's what I'm saying. He can't be as dinged up, and it definitely led to the decline that he had because he was always hurt. And he tried to play through it, which was not a great decision, especially with as bad as they were. But he felt like he had to. But I don't hate the receiving core. I think they're young. I think that this gives Anthony Richardson time to develop with those guys because those guys haven't played in 13 different offenses and tried to learn 17 different ways that coaches want them to run routes. I think this is a very fresh start for Anthony Richardson. I think he's got a group of guys around him that can be very good offensively in a division that after the Jacksonville Jaguars is fairly wide open. So give me AR-15.
And Quentin Nelson does judo, damn it.
Very true. By the way, Kyle, Don Shula, 66 when he retired.
Oh, is that all?
Really?
The oldest coach in NFL history was Romeo Crennel when he
I
took
knew
over
that. Damn it.
Houston. He was 73. It broke George Hallis's record, who was 72.
I don't know why the hell I think
Shula felt older though. I remember he retired at 90,
He looked
96,
older.
95. Yeah, it felt older.
and I'm not saying this to talk trash. I am personally impacted by having seen him personally at the Hall of Fame, having to be helped onto the stage and stuff. So that could be part of it for me.
Right.
But yeah, I knew it was Cornell. That was stupid. Yeah. Thank you.
Hoodie's 2 wins from 300.
Okay.
So and then he needs I think 40 more to break.
It's more than 40, buddy.
Yeah, it's 140.
He's not.
He's not gonna.
He's not.
Call Tommy. Wait, never mind.
Listen, don't start that trash. This ain't the show.
I'm just starting shit. Okay. Did you go number 12? Also.
I did not, but
Okay.
this is where I have Tannehill on the strength of the fact that the Titans will have a balanced offense because, listen, if you're that worried about Derrick Henry at some point, DeAndre Hopkins is going to accidentally make a play no matter how bad T. Hill throws the ball. If you want to argue that he won't finish the season because he gets hurt, I'm cool with that. I'm assuming he doesn't. Maybe he blows it for them later in the season. Maybe they fail to win the AFC South. But what DeAndre Hopkins does do, putting a giant, awesome, futuristic motor in a Pinto, is prevent the Titans from getting swept by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to say that here, even though we're not going to do the South for a while here, but that is upcoming on the Student of the Game, by the way. Bing! Thank you, Jim. That being said, I have T. Hill at 12 in the conference.
All right. Number 11, Big Jim.
This is, as I said previously, because I was instructed to do so by the poor host of the show.
Damn.
Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I don't think he has a bounce back year. I don't think he ever gets back to the form that he was once in. It also doesn't help that he's playing in one of the more difficult divisions in this league. It doesn't help that he is in the more difficult conference in this league. Yeah.
TJ Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick twice. Damn it.
God bless you.
And you're playing in a city where warm weather and souls die in like late October. So
that's mean. It's mean, but so true.
I don't care about feelings.
That's true.
Shit, Jim.
Thanks, Ben Shapiro.
No, don't do that to woke Jim. That's
I will.
What a fucking tool.
I have never seen both Matt and Mike turn their heads and facepalm so hard at the same time.
Never for me is Kenny Pickett. We'll see. I mean,
Behind
She-
Watson for you.
slightly behind Watson for me. Slightly. We'll see.
Hey, call up Brian.
Small
Still,
hands.
you got another
So-
hot take.
So
Not bad.
slightly means that you have Watson next. We went over this last year with your slight nonsense.
you first of all, you like them slightly. Shut up.
Listen, let's be clear. At least he's not doing 12A and 12B, bitches.
That's
You want,
true.
I'll do
All right.
10A, 10B.
Oh,
right now.
Jesus.
Let's go. Don't
Whoa,
stop me
you'll
up.
get kicked out of this
Don't
room.
rev me up right now, buddy. I'll do 10A,
Stop
10B. No,
Kick him out.
I want
Kick him out.
Shh. I want to see. I want to see. Let's see what happens here. He should have started. Started. I mean, obviously, that cost him a playoff spot. But let's see. Year 2 turns around. I got pick at number 11.
By the way,
Uh,
speaking of resistance is futile, thank you for that, EJ.
What can I say? You're welcome. Yeah. Go ahead, Matthew. 11.
Yes, this is where I have Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
Worst quarterback in that division. I think he's still a little bit better than the people we've named, not by much. Slightly better.
Slight.
But yes,
How
Watson
much,
here. No
Matt?
bounce back.
Matt, how much?
Slight.
Like
Listen, I know you guys want to joke about slightly, but Matt did something very significant, and look what happened. He declared Deshaun Watson, a guy who was playing MVP caliber football this time 3 years ago, said he was the worst in that division, and none of us effing flinched. That's significant, boys.
Oh yeah, I mean, I agree with it.
Is this based on the 3-3 return last year when he came back? from
This is
suspension?
based, I think all of us are loosely signing off who have not picked him yet in our top 16 here for this conference, that he is not embracing the role of the villain. And listen, go Heat, bitch. You are aware of athletes that have embraced the role of the villain. This is something different, obviously, than your guy LeBron James. But I think, and I saw it happen personally, and maybe I'm scarred by it a bit, not scarred, affected by it a bit by watching him just get obliterated in a preseason game I saw personally in Jacksonville.
Remember that.
He has not embraced being the villain yet. He hasn't understood that there may not be redemption for him at this point.
All right, Mikey B, number 11.
Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson.
Dude, you cannot make that joke about the front man for a band that's called Sexual Chocolate.
That's why,
Yeah,
that's why I made the joke. The joke writes itself.
Kyle, have you met Mikey Byrne?
That's the joke, Jim. Come
I mean,
on.
just
Well, Jim, you're supposed to be the one doing this.
Sexual chocolate.
We're
Did
getting
you go
canceled.
broke? Is that what happened?
well, if
He
you
went-
listen to KK Clay Travis, one would say so.
Hey,
Sexual
listen,
chocolate.
Did you
By
see
the way-
Jim and Clay Travis on Twitter today? Oh my god.
if you're trying to stop his word from spreading, maybe not retweeting bitch every 30 seconds. Just throwing that out there.
Hey man,
Wow. 11 for you, Kyle.
11 for me is CJ Stroud. I think he's going to be arguably the second best quarterback in the AFC South and still be head and shoulders below the best one.
It's not an insult considering the talent up there in the AFC. So
Just saying.
it is what it is. Number 10, Mr.
you might call it
Nies.
a protest because this is where I pick it.
I see what you did there,
Yeah.
some bitch.
Yeah.
Futile.
That was good.
I'm so
I
proud.
knew Kyle would appreciate that. Yeah, Kenny Pickett, man. Looked really good last year. Kyle, once again, was correct. I think. Let me just.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
He was very against a certain guy with a last name that starts with T starting last year.
To be
What
fair, I
was-
think everyone but Tomlin was kind of against the guy whose name started with T.
That was more supported than you think, Matt. It was very strange.
Really? Huh.
But
Now people are dumb.
You're not wrong, homie.
but yeah,
Give him his
Oh,
ding.
that one, AJ Hawk.
Kenny Pickett, solid. Obviously, really good rookie season. Should obviously build on that. The team is rebuilding around him, so no reason to believe. Also, they should, like they had the steel curtain back in the day. Offensive line, picket fence. There
I'm
you go.
hoping they do embrace that.
They have. They
Nice.
already have.
Nice. I might need to go back to Pittsburgh to watch a game again just to see the picket fence in action, man. Like I haven't been since Roethlisberger and Flacco did battle in a 38-39 game. So.
Well, 10, like I said, I have Watson at 10. I want to see a camp. Let's see a full camp. Let's see if he can embrace, the villain role, as you say, Kyle. I like to see that as well too. But this is it. If Watson obviously has a shit year, then everybody's on them. I'm surprised no one else is really like seeing like maybe he does bounce back. Like we've seen him play phenomenal football.
I'll announce my bias too, Jim. Or excuse me, EJ. Whatever your name. You're all Cowboy fans.
Yo, come on, that's just fucking rude, man.
You're right. You're all noted.
We're having fun here and all, but you don't have to do that to me.
One's really white.
And the other one's Jim.
Jim.
No,
the other one's Jim.
Jim is really white.
Like you did.
That joke will work with Kyle with Mike, not with Jim. Sorry.
EJ, you did throw them the alley.
I did, but the thing is, that joke wouldn't work with Jim, though. Come on, real.
Bro, you got toasted. Let it go.
No, I can't. No.
Let it.
Sensitive. That's not the reason why your skin's darker.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead.
Christ, I almost forgot what I was going to say. No. I did forget what I was going to say now. Shit.
You're biased towards.
My bias with Watson. Listen, I was on the Watson should have been an MVP candidate train when he was with the Texans before that scandal came out. So if I'm affected a little bit more deeply, listen, it could be a me problem. I'm willing to admit that.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, 10 for you, Matt.
So it's probably lower than it should be, and it's only because of the way last season was and all of the injuries, and I still don't know if he's fully back, what he's going to perform at that level that we've seen him be at, but I have Tua here at number 10.
That makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
If he's fully healthy, he's certainly a lot higher, and he might be, but I mean, the hits we saw him take last year doesn't tell me that he's going to come back and not have a little hesitation to start. I think we see some rust the first few games and see him not willing to be the Tua that we saw in the past right off the bat.
Right. That makes perfect sense. Mikey.
All right.
Wait. What are you laughing at?
I guess I'll take the hot take button here.
Ding, ding.
Number 10, Russell Carrington Wilson.
How is that a hot take?
I was a hot take at all, to be honest.
Nobody else has even sniffed him yet.
Oh, he's coming up. He's
slightly above.
Slightly
above 10 for me.
Listen, can I tell you the part I'm genuinely surprised about? That you guys are much on board with Russell Carrington Wilson to put him in the top 10. So I've seen complete and total morons knock him completely out in favor of other quarterbacks.
I tried, and then
Watson.
And they're not.
I tried, and then I remembered that they banned massages in the greater Cleveland area, so I had to put Watson below him.
It's not a hot take at all, though, Russell Wilson, because
I'm not mad at you.
He's right there for me.
Listen, I know EJ is going to have something worse in his top 10, and you're going to have Joey Burrow at 1, so that's cool.
More on that later, right?
More on that later.
There you go. Kyle, 10.
So listen, I think we had a similar connection on this on the NFC side, but Matt, once again, a fantastic chauffeur as he drops some ashes out the window there, driving the limo as the AJ Hawk of this show. I got Tua at 10 as well, and I'm assuming he misses some games. Listen, if they get Dalvin Cook, maybe I'll put him in the top 7. But in the meantime, they've got too many weapons, and Tua, such that he is, avoids mistakes enough, manages the game well enough that he's a top 10 quarterback in this conference unequivocally.
Question for Kyle and Matt. This is solely on injuries, right? Because let's say if Tua actually played 14 to 17 games last year, for example, and at the level he played at, he was really good when he was healthy. We know that.
Yeah.
Is he higher on your list?
100%. Yeah, I think again, it's hesitation coming back from those injuries since they were head injuries. He's probably getting some message from his camp too, like, let's not go nuts these first few games.
Right.
He's into this.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I think the main difference between me and Matt's approach is less about being afraid of hits. Like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill will just have openings. I don't give a damn how hesitant you are. These dudes make 7-Eleven look like slacker ass bitches. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They're
Jim's face.
open. Okay,
Jim's face. What's wrong, Jim?
Nah, I just said.
where's the line, Jim?
I got nothing for that one. I don't.
Please, where is the line? Damn it!
I didn't say there was one. I caught me off guard.
All right.
This is have you been on this show? What the hell? This is what I do, and I'm 3 beers in. It's great. Well,
Look,
4.
every so often, and one will catch me off guard, like when EJ gets something right.
Oh!
I mean, I copy a paper, so I mean, whatever.
Oh, God, I wasn't ready for that one, Jim. Holy shit! Now I know how you feel.
Speaking of bullshit,
right?
speaking of bullshit, number 9 for you, Jim.
Is this what I do to everybody? Wow.
Great, isn't it? This is where I have Russell Wilson. I think there's a lot of questions. But he's still Russell Wilson. So you got to give him the opportunity for the bounce back. Obviously a much better coaching situation there this year. So give him the chance to bounce back. But yeah, it's and Kyle, to the point about like, having him higher than certain points, like we talked about on the NFC show. It's also about who's below him. I don't, for me, in good conscience, I can't necessarily put him below any of the people that are underneath him on my list.
And you're also acknowledging Sean Payton. That's how I take it.
Yeah.
I got him there also as number 9 for the same reason.
Oh, no.
Give me. I need a 2-year sample of bad play before I'm out with Russell Wilson.
You mean you've been the biggest Russell Wilson homer on this panel? That's not
I'm honestly
Homer.
I'm surprised that you Homer. I'm surprised you didn't have him higher.
He was bad most of the year. He did play better toward the end of the year after the firing of Stanley Hackett.
Surprised you didn't have him at 2 like Matt Stafford, but here we go.
I thought about it, man. I thought about it. Thought about it. No, but I think he'll bounce back. Sean Payton, we'll see what happens there. Oh, hi, Carol.
Oh,
I like the braids.
She said hello.
Make sure you tell her I like the braids.
Kyle says he likes your braids.
Oh, thank you.
She says, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah. So, but I think he'll. And you know what? I think he will bounce back this year.
I mean, anything's a damn bounce back. The bar isn't very high, EJ Christian. That's what I'm telling
This
you.
is true.
I was going to say,
the lead ball could bounce back higher than where he was last year.
what credited a bounce back?
Right.
All
right, Matt.
Season, I guess.
Yeah, this is where I'm ready to join the picket line. I think that
Oh, I like
we
that.
saw plenty of talent from him. I think Pittsburgh always just has like some sneaky receivers that play above their level. And obviously the running game and a very well coached team. So
Sorry.
Give me Pickett at 9.
Sneaky or frisky, Matt?
God damn it.
Just stop it. Stop.
Sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
You're not. That's the worst part. Is you're not sorry. If you were sorry, stop it.
Mike was wrong.
Mike just wrecked his fucking leg.
Yeah, it don't work no more. Ow.
Mike's going in the IR.
Buddy, I'm already there.
Why would you sabotage our team like this, EJ?
I'm trying to find ways to get myself injured to get off this fucking
You're
show.
blaming me for that shit?
Yes.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, right? Go ahead, Mikey.
I mean, you guys have already used all the fucking Pickett puns, so pick me.
Well, hey, listen, this is how you get creative, Mikey Byrne. Matt represents the Writers Guild. I'm going to be the screen actors. I'm joining the picket line here at number 9. I do have Kenny Pickett at this spot.
Touche.
I hope the strike's over before this airs.
What do you got to hate, Jim?
Put this one out first.
Yeah,
All right.
switch in the order.
Let's do it. Number 8, Big Jim.
This is where I have Tua. I mean, the guy was in a really great spot until the obvious happened. And certainly, for him, I hope there is that there's a recovery and he stays healthy. Plenty of weapons down there. Creative offense. It obviously ran extremely well when he was under center. So as long as he stays healthy, and I hope he does, I think he's and right in this this spot here.
Side note, Mike
Go ahead.
McDaniel, better coach of the year candidate than Brian Daboll by freaking miles. Skylar Thompson? Really? Wow.
I concur.
Listen, hey, give the ball to Saquon is not a great coaching job. All right? Deal with it, Cowboy fan. Anyways.
Totally in Jim, right? Okay, cool. I also got Tua as number 8 as well. So same reason. Like he's right. I put him right in the middle for that same reason, because injury. When he's healthy, we saw what we could do. When he's not healthy, obviously,
Well, let me speak to Cowboy fans really quickly here. If you're picking Tua here, over or under 12 games healthy
this year, is push okay?
For him, I want to say over.
Is push okay?
Push is okay because I was an idiot, forgot you're 1A, 1B guy, and didn't say 12.
No, because 12 was a great number. I
You
can see 12 games being a reality.
Yeah, no, and that's a fine response. I'm not mad at you this time.
That's a great number actually. But yeah, 12.
What can I say?
But yeah, 2 for being number 8. Matt, number 8 for you.
Yep. So the bottom of the top half of this conference is going to be Russell Wilson for me. I think we do see some sort of bounce back for him. I can't imagine him playing as poorly as he did 2 years in a row, but I still wouldn't put him above any of the rest that I have coming forward.
I don't know where you guys have Russell Wilson in terms of Hall of Fame and all that stuff, but if he has another year like last year, does that drastically hurt his chances again then, you think?
It shouldn't, but it will.
I'm with Kyle on that.
Okay. Matt?
Yeah, unfortunately, it probably would, but I think at this point he's kind of shown that he should be in there.
Okay. Jim?
Same on the panel. It probably would hurt. Like I think maybe it would keep him out the first couple ballots, but I think he would eventually get there.
Right.
I don't think he's first ballot either, for what it's worth.
Right. Even without last year.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Keep going, Mikey, with number 8. Uh-oh. Wait, no, wait, that face. What are you doing?
Lamar Demetrius.
You knew what
Jackson.
he was doing.
So
I'm not mad at it.
I don't hate it.
Wait.
Can't stay healthy.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
He's assuming he gets hurt. I'm not mad at that. No problem.
He's
got your guy Old Bones in the receiver core. I get it.
He has not played more than 12 games the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
His number 1 receiver is coming off of an ACL injury that he wasn't able to play on last year. His running backs always tend to get hurt, which is why he runs the ball more times than he should. At the end of the day, they're asking too much from a guy who is a good runner and an above average passer. He is not a great passer. He is an above average passer. But eventually you have to get this man some damn weapons that is not no ACL Beckham Jr. or Rashad Bateman, who always gets hurt. And you got to get him running backs that can find a way to stay on the field. Gus Edwards hasn't been able to get it done. It's one of those things where you're asking for too much from a guy and you're going to end up wearing him the fuck out. And that's exactly what's happened the last 2 years.
And to your credit, Mikey, it fits my 2-year rule, like I said. Listen to me. This is now 2 years in a row. He's gotten hurt at the same time. Last 5 games, 5-6 games in a year. Same thing. So you're absolutely correct. I got him a little bit higher, but not much higher than what you have him there, number 8. I don't think it's a bad take at all, to be honest with you. Kyle, go ahead.
And
2-year samples, another catchphrase watch, by the way.
Yep.
Yes.
Put it on the board.
Yep.
Please don't. I can't do this all year with the 2-year bullshit, guys. Come on.
Kyle, get rid of
Look,
twice.
He's
twice
going to do it whether we recognize
and Kyle,
it or
not only that,
I'm just being the responsible weatherman, and I'm putting the watch out there, and we will.
I'm telling you to lie to the public and stop with the propaganda.
And
I'm
Kyle,
just saying it'll go to a warning when necessary.
You're with me twice a week, so get ready for it.
It's like a hurricane warning in Florida. It could turn and get really, really bad, or it could turn the other way, and we'd be like, "Oh, look, a rainstorm."
But the part I like most about you putting him as high as 8, despite your homer status with the Bengals, is you acknowledge that Zay Flowers may still make a significant impact with Mark Andrews at tight end and what running back play they do get. And oh, by the way, just throwing it out there, the dude likes to run the football a little bit. Yes. So I think Zay Flowers will see big numbers and be probably the best weapon they've had in some time. I'm with you on that, buddy.
Yeah, to your credit, that's not only a hot take, it's actually a good take. Go ahead, Kyle.
You can't. Those can't coexist, dumbass. What are you talking about?
It's a good take. It's a really good take.
Then
Number
it
8.
can't be a hot.
it's
take.
not hot.
That's what I just said. It's not only not a hot take. It's a good take.
Oh, I thought.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely
said
sounded
that.
you said.
Pay attention, Kyle.
Oh, no.
Nah,
You said,
no.
listen,
Hey, mush mouth.
hold on. Listen, Gilmore girls, talk slower. Maybe we can understand.
Yeah, I says not only
I
not a hot take.
was
it's
going
a good
to
take.
take the 3
Bro.
marbles that are in your left cheek. and
At
just
least
fucking-
3 of us on the panel heard you say that is not only a hot take, it's a good take.
100%.
That's what we heard.
Not
Hashtag you problem, not us problem.
Sorry, no, it's not a hot take. It's a great take.
And Matt heard it too. He's just not wanting to participate because we've taken care of it.
Matt's not wanting to participate because he doesn't want to have to talk to Ernest any more than he needs
I'm
to.
more so just trying to get him to shut up so we can end this one in less than an hour.
Give this
Not
man
gonna
his
happen.
cigar
Always
back.
take
It ain't happening, buddy. But Jim, I did say hour 15 minutes. And
All right, clock next.
ahead,
Kyle. Kyle,
Kyle.
who do you have any?
Go ahead.
Russell Carrington Wilson.
Yeah, there it is.
Listen, Sean Payton isn't effing around, and this corporate BS that allegedly took place with Russell Carrington Wilson will end. And by the way, Nathaniel Hackett was that bad a coach. Okay, listen, maybe I'm biased because I cover an organization. Maybe I'm biased because I covered an organization that literally had the worst NFL coaching effort in NFL history with one Urban Meyer doing what he did to Trevor Lawrence. Okay, maybe that's my fault, but I think the turnaround here is very possible in the same fashion. Yes, I'm calling it to be just as big as Urban Meyer to Doug Peterson, Nathaniel Hackett to one Sean Payton.
All right, number 7, Big Jim.
This is where I have Aaron Rodgers.
God damn it, Jim.
And it's more because there's just question marks of how is he going to be with this new team. I think there's weapons there. I think the Jets are a good team. I haven't been, if you've listened to any of my work, I don't know, on here or on Huddle Up, but I think there's a lot of potential with this Jets team, but it does fall on this man's shoulders. So it's about how he meshes and how he fits in there. But it is a huge upgrade to where they were a year ago at this position. And at the end of the day, it's Aaron Rodgers until it's not. So
QAnon.
Look, we know how I feel about him personally, but I'm not going to deny how he is on the football field.
Yeah, we're not trying to mold the KK Clay here. I get it.
There it is. Okay.
Well, Jim. Number 7 for me is Trevor Lawrence.
For the record, I tried to avoid it.
Well,
You're welcome.
You
I
can
know you.
always try.
Trevor Lawrence number 7 for me. Spotty first part of the year. Played better toward the end of the year. Made playoffs. Very good, great second half of the.
Wait for Kyle.
What?
We literally just had the conversation about having to overcome Urban Meyer, and your dumbass leads with him.
I'm talking about the
Excuse me.
ones.
Your
Wait.
dumb-
This is my. Whoa. This is my selection.
You
Give me a
handed
second.
the ball.
Let me finish here, and you can. So you're going to say.
Okay, hold
I
on.
said
Let me
I
shine
didn't.
the ball
I didn't
for you.
even bring up the Urban Meyer year. That's not even. I'm talking about last year only. First part of the year, spotty at best. Second half of the year was really good. What's wrong with that?
Plenty.
The fact that you have Russell Carrington Wilson ahead of him.
No, I don't.
No,
Oh, you don't?
No, you
Number
just
10.
gave Wilson
I'm
last.
number 10.
Good. Thank God. Because if so, I was going to hop off this show.
no, you weren't.
No,
Because
you're
you would want to dunk on him. Like,
True. You're right. You're
He
right.
won't go.
Touche.
He's too
Straight.
fat, too short. He can't do that. Next, go ahead.
he's essentially having what is actually his rookie year because Urban Meyer was a college coach still. And, he struggled the first few games. No shit, Sherlock. He's coming off the worst coaching performance in NFL history. Of course he's going to struggle early. Come on, tool.
Why is number 7? You act like someone's a bad number to put him there. It's not a bad number.
Yes, it is. Because he's
Okay,
higher.
well, that's my number. Number 7 is Trevor Lawrence.
The only
Number 7 for
thing
you.
that's higher is you.
You can answer number 7 when he gets to number 7. You wait your turn, buddy. Go ahead, Matthew.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, he got man. He got big man.
I'm gonna rush through my number 7 pick of Lamar Jackson just so I can get to Kyle quicker.
Mike, go. Number 7.
To a Toyota Corolla. Kyle, go.
Hey, listen, if you can't figure it out that your Aaron Charlie Rodgers is worse than Trevor Lawrence currently, that's a you problem. By the way, what I know? Trevor Lawrence will play more games more than likely than one Aaron Charlie Rodgers.
Very possible.
He's already freaking unhealthy in Matt Stafford terms with his hamstring, and you want to try to put him ahead of Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, that's brilliant. Go pick the freaking Red Tails to make the playoffs again, you
I
jagwagon.
don't know who's a bigger Trevor Lawrence homer, you and fucking Nick Wright. Anyway, 6 for you, Jim.
First of all, don't do that again. Second, don't do that again. And 3, I've never had a bald head.
Come after me.
Thank you. Leave Nick right out of it, bitch. You can't get past me yet.
Don't skip over Kyle's actual pick of 7 that me and Matt rushed through ours, so we can.
Oh,
actually
he said Rodgers. Did he say Rodgers?
No, he said. No, I thought you said that
he
Trevor
called you
Lawrence
a
was ahead
dumbass.
of Rodgers.
Oh, okay.
No,
Who's
no.
the-
EJ has obviously put Rodgers ahead of Lawrence.
Yeah. I think
No,
that's
that's what I'm
Right,
saying.
that's
I
what you
didn't
were
know that-
calling him a dumbass, but I didn't hear you actually give your number 7, or is it?
Oh,
Rob?
my number 7 is Rodgers. That's why I
There you go.
God damn
Yeah.
it, Jim.
That's what I thought.
No. You just went to full on dunk on him. We didn't know if you were actually dunking
Yes,
on him.
I
because
actually
Rodgers
didn't
is
know that Rodgers was
4.
your 7.
Yeah, I thought my hints were enough. That is
The
my
green, the 2/3 of the green shirt coalition here were just
Sorry, I
waiting
just
for
got
the dunk.
I just got wrapped up in you ripping his throat out.
number 7, Aaron Rodgers. Stick to basketball, EJ. Better?
There it is.
That's not bad.
Found it. That
He
trade.
doesn't know basketball either.
Oh no! I thought that was my line. Sorry.
That's mean, Matthew. That's mean. Number 6 for you.
Max, don't care about your feelings,
Factual.
EJ Christian.
Thank you, Mr. Girl.
This is where I have Lamar Jackson. Look, we can make the old bones junior jokes about Odell Beckham and all of that, but like the saddest part of that story is this is the best set of weapons this man has had. Okay, so like it is what it is, and hopefully they have some sort of magic elixir in Baltimore that will keep him healthy for 14 games.
They don't. I can assure you.
Newsflash.
How many games are they going to keep Odell fucking healthy for?
There you go. It's another question.
7.
And for the record, I agree with you also, Jim. I'm number 6 is Lamar as well. And I question put him. I actually want to put him lower, to be honest with you, because of the injuries.
You
but
should have.
Can you?
Throw a set.
No, not going to do that. Make you uncomfortable, buddy.
Shut
There
up,
you go.
Bengals fan.
Hey, I was right.
Homer.
We'll
Thank you.
shall see. Number 6 for you, Matthew. Number 6.
Here's the correct answer.
Yes. Number
Say it,
6
Matt.
is where I have QA Ron Rodgers.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something different. My bad.
Whoopsie.
No, 6 for
Okay.
Rodgers is fine. I didn't. I thought you were totally going to do something different than you did. My bad.
Go ahead,
I-
Mike.
Tempted trolling
Oh, wait,
Mike and saying Joey
Okay.
Burr.
See, that'd have been fine. You could have trolled me with that one because I'm agreeing with you. I'm going Ron Charlie Rodgers.
Number 6 for you, Kyle.
This is where I have Justin Herbert. Listen, he's got a lot of weapons. He's a good quarterback. He just hasn't done enough to get over the hump. And now he's further hindered by not only a head coach that this panel has constantly agreed is subpar. He is also going to be further hindered by a coach that Jim alleges should be fired into the sun. So I think that's going to be a little rough on him. But the thing that will bounce back is he will throw fewer interceptions than Dakota Prescott did under him. And he will still have prolific numbers and be a complete badass. He'll then now start to get banged like Peyton Manning did that he can't win the big one, and it'll be Kellen Moore's fault.
Kyle Nash.
As
All right.
your favorite man, Brandon Staley.
Kyle Nash. Can I argue after Russell Wilson, the most pressure in the league is Mr. Herbert?
I would argue Hubert has more pressure than Russell Carrington Wilson because at the end of the day, Rusty has a
proven
fat ass
himself.
check. What were you saying, Matt?
I said he's proven himself too.
Yeah, he's already got his rings. That's a great point too, bud.
Okay.
So
Okay.
does Herbert have more pressure on him than the guy we had at number 2 in the NFC rankings, or most of us did?
I would not.
Yes.
I would probably
Yes.
say
Yes.
Herbert has more pressure than Prescott.
Because we expect him
See,
to be
I-
better.
Cooper Rush, yeah.
The ceiling. no. The ceiling of Herbert is much higher than Dak's. That's why.
See, I don't.
I'm with actually EJ's got the right idea there. Dak is a known commodity at being a safe mid quarterback. Think Matt Ryan, right?
I'll agree with the ceiling part. I disagree on the pressure part.
I think.
Well,
Dak,
and listen,
I think.
having that star on the helmet matters.
Yeah,
to
and
not
it's,
wrong.
and it's,
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's
that's to me
unfair.
where the pressure is.
Well, I was going to agree with Jim, but I think it's more because at the end of the day, Trevor Lawrence isn't expected to go out and win his division this year.
He totally
Justin
is.
Herbert.
Yeah, totally.
Herbert.
Yes, definitely.
Justin Herbert is expected to go out there and beat fucking Patrick Mahomes.
No, Herbert. You said Lawrence.
Yeah, we're talking Herbert.
Herbert.
You said Trevor,
Yeah.
bud.
Yeah, we're talking Herbert.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think Herbert's pressure is high for sure, but
we don't look at Dak as a top 5 quarterback. For the last 2 years, we've been saying Herbert is in that top 5 ilk.
Here's where I'm coming from, though. Is he expected to win the division, Burn? No, he is expected to win the damn playoff game because Rusty, fair or not, incorrect as it may be, is seen as somebody who's going to bomb this year. Nobody else, except apparently members of this panel, has any faith in the Broncos. Okay, and we're not talking about Jimmy Grops because we all know no one has
the Denver Broncos.
There we go.
God damn it, Jim, that was awesome.
Took a while, we got it.
And the Raiders might even be worse off than it appears they're worse off. So Herbert is already predetermined to get the 5th seed at worst. And if he goes out and doesn't win a playoff game, upsetting a mediocre number 4, that would most assuredly probably be an AFC South team, probably the Jags. If he goes out and loses to the Jags in the first round of the playoffs, people will lose their shit. And they will do it against Justin Herbert, especially when the quarterback positions become a political movement.
Right.
And people talk about how Herbert's a good quarterback and he has yet to win a playoff game.
I still think that falls on the sword of the coach there. Then
be that as it may, I'm telling you what the psyche is, man, not the fact.
No, because here's the thing. I don't think they're supposed to be handed the 5th seed. Aaron Rodgers now being there with the Jets, I think Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, too many people are picking them to win the division for me to think otherwise.
But I'm saying any of the 3 teams in the East, I think are the favorites to be the 5. I think if the Chargers get in, and then depending on who they play in the first round, will defer from there.
I would argue that teams in the North behind Cincinnati are probably.
So I'm saying there are a lot of teams for like 3 wild card spots. I don't think we're putting a bow on one for. You're
arguing against yourself, Burn. You made the point that he's not expected to win the division. That's true. But he's not expecting competition from a 3rd team. The AFC East and North both are. Oh, except for some people who are sleeping on the Steelers and Pickett, which is unwise. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
But I think when you talk about the injuries with Lamar Jackson and Pickett, maybe that's less true of the North. You're right with the East, but they're going to beat each other up, right? Go ahead, EJ.
You remember last year we looked at the AFC like, oh my God, this AFC is going to be the greatest AFC ever assembled, and we got let down. I think this year is what we are going to get that we thought we got last year.
You mean the AFC West in particular?
The entire AFC in general, really, to be honest with you.
But the West was the biggest disappointment.
Well, absolutely. Without question.
Yeah.
Laid a fucking egg. All right, I think we're on 5 now, right, Jim?
Yes.
I don't know. You're the host.
That was number 6, right? Herbert's number 6 for you, right? Okay, number 5. Go ahead, Jim.
This is where I have Trevor Lawrence. Dude made huge strides last year. And it's another year to grow. And yeah, I mean they're the best team in that division for sure. And yeah, I think he's going to continue to get better.
Number 5 for me, Justin Herbert. And to me, like as I said, after probably Wilson and maybe not, after the most pressure in the league in terms of winning at least a playoff game. Just win one playoff game, not in the division. Just win a playoff game. So 5 for Herbert for me. Matt, 5 for you.
I'm going to agree with you, EJ. I have Justin Herbert here as well for the reasons Kyle listed. I think there's a lot of looming expectations on him, and it's time to shine. I don't know that he necessarily has the weapons just because we've seen a lot of injuries to his wide receiver core over the years as well.
Bro,
that's
you're
for sure.
Wrong.
Especially last year.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mikey. 5 for you.
Herbert the pervert.
All right.
Can we edit that out?
No, it's a Family Guy reference.
God, there's boy,
their kids watching.
Family Guy reference.
Buddy,
Jim, you have a Herbert soundbite, don't you?
Yeah, hold on, let me.
We're talking about a conference that has Watson in it, and you can't call him no.
Sexual chocolate, I guess.
It's literally a Family Guy.
Did you find it? What, Jim?
I know it.
Oh.
See?
Go ahead, Kyle. 5.
If I was
I think
running
we
for
broke
office,
Kyle.
if I was running for office, I sure can't now. Holy shit.
You're welcome.
This is where I have sunshine. Listen, at the end of the day, if Trevor Lawrence is ever going to get middle name status, it starts this year. He has no excuses. He did what he did. He established a new top duo in receptions of all time, supplanting Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardle. Believe it or not, Jags fans, that's a thing that happened with Zay Jones and Christian Kirk. But listen, if Calvin Ridley is a fraction of the hype that we're getting out of camp, there's a real explosive stuff going on. Do they have a less significant O-line? Yes. But Trevor Lawrence is going to show off a little bit of his mobility this year. I think they have a lot going on. I think there's a lot of good things that are going to happen offensively. Their defensive line is awful. That has nothing to do with the quarterback rating. Trevor Lawrence at 5.
And I'll be honest with you, they have a good chance to win number 1 seed in the AFC this year.
Oh, no, they don't.
Given the environment.
I need a siren on the board for whenever this makes hot take.
Real quick before I lock that in as a bet. Kyle, who they play?
With who?
Wait, hold on. Kyle, who they play this year in the NFC? Just out of curiosity.
The Jaguars' schedule goes as following: at Indianapolis, Kansas City, Houston, Atlanta, at Buffalo, the Colts, the Saints.
They do
the
play the
Steelers.
NFC South to EJ's point.
That's what
Bye
I'm saying.
week: Niners, Titans, Texans, Bengals, Browns, Ravens, Buccaneers, Panthers, Titans.
I don't even care. I just care about who they play in terms of like outside the AFC.
In the NFC, they do have some weaker games, and trust me, trying to plan Tampa on Christmas Eve's a real bitch. But but they have tough AFC opponents, and everybody in the AFC South did get better this year, including them. So
I feel like we'll have some cannibalization in AFC. That I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying they have the opportunity because of the space. The division's bad outside of them.
But not for the top seed, EJ Christian. If you want to argue they're a candidate to get above the 4th this year, okay, fine. We'll have that conversation. They are not going to be number 1. That is not a thing.
We'll see. No opportunity, though.
I mean, the NFC West is playing the NFC North.
I don't think they have the opportunity. I'll say it.
No, I
don't think they do.
I think they have a 0.0% chance of being the 1 seed.
I'm not going to go that.
What about top 3 seed in AFC?
Sure, that's in play.
Because they're winning the division. They're winning the division.
You literally just said it's possible they could do better than 4, and then you come back with that.
I didn't hear. I heard.
Jim, play the goddamn Morning Star.
You said 4. I'm asking with 3.
I said
I have to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
I'm shortening it.
Higher than 4.
Better than 4. Better than 4.
What's higher than 4?
Oh, over.
The answer's 3.
Over. Okay, let's do it. Over under 3 seed. Did you better than 3?
Push.
Fucking shit me. Fuck.
Wow, you make terrible lines. Over under 3.5, so there's a winner or a loser, you moron. What the fuck are we doing here?
They're gonna be a 2 seed this year in the AFC.
Today, I will say.
Oh my God.
2 seed AFC.
I will say under. I don't think they'll have a better record than the Chiefs. I don't think they'll have a better record than whoever comes out of the North, be it the Bengals. And this could all change in the coming weeks as I do better research going into the student of the game previews. Bing! But I don't think they'll have a better record than the Chiefs, the North.
I just think that AFC North, AFC East, cannibalization should be a thing. That's the reason why I think
it is. But I think you're underestimating how tough the non-division games are in the AFC.
Yeah,
going to make it's going to be a tie break that kills them. Go ahead, Bern.
You do know the AFC North is playing the AFC South this year, right?
That's my point.
Oh, they are too? Okay.
On top of playing the NFC West, which includes probably no Kyler Murray and potentially no John Matthew Stafford. So,
well, that we don't know yet. Well, we'll see. But
so what we've done is basically laced the Jags schedule with 6 wins in the NFC. I get that, but it's the AFC side that's more difficult
because they have to play Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati. They've got to play Pittsburgh on the road. They've got to play. There's somebody else in there too. Obviously, they're divisional games, and I think they
have the Bengals on the. No, they don't. No,
they do. They play Cincinnati week 13 in Jacksonville.
The one
sneaky huge game there.
The one thing I will say for the Bills game that works in their favor, that is in London.
Wait, which game?
Bills Jaguars
okay.
game.
That's the second game in London. They'd have been there. They'll be comfortable. They played a Powerpuff game the previous game.
Against Atlanta.
Against the Falcons. I'm planning on being there. It's going to be great. And yeah, the wife's all about it, Jim. I'm just saying.
Amen.
Monday, December 4th. We may have a date in Jacksonville, me and you, sir.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Bengals at Jaguars. Somebody might be making a trip.
Bro, the only thing is I'll be in the press box working.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll hang out after. We got plenty of time.
All right.
All right. Did you guys go 5 already? All you guys go?
Yes, because I almost broke.
T-Law was my number 5.
Yeah, I almost broke Kyle with Herbert's pervert.
4, Jim.
Oh God! Yes. You say it again, you son of a bitch.
You're welcome.
Number 4.
This is where I have Josh Allen. A lot of people want to talk about the pressure on Justin Herbert. I think there is a ton of pressure on Josh Allen to take that next step for the Bills. And the things that I said about Buffalo early last year the prophecy came to be. They couldn't close the deal when it mattered most. So here we go again. I think there's a ton of pressure on Josh Allen and this Bills team. And I think Buffalo has the, albeit slightly tougher road than the Chargers do.
Pop quiz, Jim. And I know we're running long on time, but too bad. This question's too important. If the Bills land Dalvin Cook, does Josh Allen's stock go into the top 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we underrating the DeMar Hamlin thing last year?
No. I think we're properly rating the fact that they hosted a playoff game and got punched right in the mouth.
You're not wrong.
Oh, I think we all picked Cincinnati win that game, though. We weren't surprised by that.
Wait, meaning
home?
Yeah,
in a snow game.
We picked Bengals win that game. I think all picked Bengals win that game.
I can't rule out that I picked the Bills. I'd have to check the tape.
You meaning that look, we're not taking into account that had an impact on the
way the season ended for them.
No, because I saw the issues with them happening before the DeMar Hamlin incident.
I'm saying the emotional.
Moreover, Stephon Diggs and the unrest is kind of taking that over.
Right. Yeah, okay. No, did it have an impact on the team? Absolutely. They literally watched a teammate die and get brought back to life. However, the team was not flawless before that happened. The team,
that's true.
Like they had trouble closing out games in week 5 and 6. Like, and those were the things that I said were going to be the downfall of the Bills ultimately, and it did turn out to be true. And it's been the problem not just last year.
By the way, it's a goddamn crime that the person who presided over that broadcast when that happened is now not without a job. Shouts to Susie Colbert.
Yes,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. 4 for being Aaron Rodgers. Bounce back year for him, I think.
Homer.
Back against the wall.
Homer.
Thank you. I think he'll have a big year this year.
You're the one that thinks.
Did you say his back was against the wall?
No. I said back against the wall this year. People low on him. You guys all low on him this year.
I think he's right with that, actually, Byrne.
Yeah, I agree. I will agree with that assessment.
His back's against the wall?
Because he's in the bigger media market. He has to show up after all the bullshit he's done, the ayahuasca, the darkness retreat. I love New York, all this bullshit. It'll be all fun and games. Let him try to say RELAX, relax, to the New York media. They will lose their entire shit. I will have fun reading Antoine Staley's article after that happens.
Oh, I can't wait for that shit.
And I can't wait for whenever he really doesn't care that he just pulls the Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
He's not going to do that. That's not in his. I see where you're going, Byrne. That is not his person.
That's not who he is.
A guy that has a weekly segment on the Pat McAfee show.
Oh, I'm aware.
But he's not going to say I'm here just to get fined and also be that fucking guy.
Here's the deal: if he throws a bad pick 6 and they lose to New England in week 3, he's going to find out the New York market's a whole hell of a lot different than Green Bay.
That being said, South Gardner will probably get a pick 6 and rescue him, so it'll be okay.
Probably. I'm just saying, like it's that he was safer in Green Bay.
You're correct.
Don't forget also HBO Hard Knocks also too the Jets. We'll be watching that one.
And they're already talking about restricting access to that.
Are they really? Are they really?
Yeah.
Let's just wear kid gloves.
I'm paraphrasing a direct quote. It's inhumane to show players getting caught.
Lame.
Yeah, they've already said it. Why don't we just cancel them and fucking put somebody else on?
I haven't watched it 10 years, and now I'll continue because I'm not going to watch that shit if that's the case.
Still the
Never mind.
best. Still the best theme among sports programs.
Oh, I love the theme song.
So great.
Love the theme song. Yeah. Go ahead, Matt. Number 4.
I also have Josh Allen at number 4 for the reasons Jim listed. I
Wow.
think this is kind of a pressure year for Josh. I know he has some weapons on that team, and if he does get a stronger running back, then sure, I'll bump him up. But for now, I'll have him cemented at 4.
All right, Mikey. What's a hot take here? I think.
I don't care if he gets a running back or not. He's 4. Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
It's time for this guy to finally do what we're talking about Justin Herbert needs to do. Justin Herbert needs to win a playoff game. Josh Allen needs to get them to the AFC title game. They hosted a playoff game last year against Cincinnati, and they let the Bengals walk in and punch them right in the mouth. It's time.
Good ass team though, bro. Don't be stupid.
No, I'm not saying that. But this needs to be the reality check. You hosted a playoff game. You let somebody come in your front door and punch you in the mouth, and you folded.
This
Not
is
only
now,
that.
this
But
is
now-
mad at Chris Paul for losing to the Warriors.
But not
man.
only that, though, to
Oh.
Mike's point, though, the week before that hosted playoff game, almost lost to a team with a third-string quarterback.
That's the better answer.
I'm
So,
just
no,
saying,
to Mike's point. To Mike's point.
At the end of the day,
I was told in the preseason last year that if the Buffalo Bills got home field advantage, that nobody could beat them, and they'd be looking at 17-0 and beyond.
Okay,
Well,
I didn't say
that's
that.
about to be
I just
wrong.
said
He's playing at Ernest.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Idiot.
I took the, wait, hold on. Fuck you. Hold on. I took the field anyway, though. So I just said it's possible. That's all I said.
And I'm telling you right now, he has to play better to win that division.
Wait, hold on. And EJ,
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
There it is. Resistance is futile.
Matt, Mike, let me ask you a question. Mike, let me ask you a
Yeah,
question.
wait. That's so meta. The Borg statement being uttered by somebody else on my behalf.
Right.
I'm a winner.
For real. Mike, quick question, though. Power rankings of quarterbacks under the most pressure. Where do you place Josh Allen?
1.
God, it's yeah.
Wow.
One.
Okay.
One, and then about 35 miles, and then number 2.
And then Dak Prescott.
And then Justin Herbert.
Wow.
yeah, I think Allen's number 1 on that list.
Okay,
for
okay.
sure.
Personally, it's not even close because if
Bill's
this
Mafia
year,
is getting restless,
and
dude.
if this
I
year
don't
is
hate it.
if this year is another year where Stephon Diggs doesn't gel,
Oh,
he's going to want out of there
Straight
quick, fast, and in a hurry.
he's going to want out of there at the deadline.
Yep.
So then, who's their number 1 wide receiver? Because Isaiah McKenzie isn't there anymore either.
Listen, you son of a bitch. You leave Gabe Davis out of this.
I'm just
saying, don't put
I
me
have-
in this position, God damn it.
no,
So
I
we are
actually don't have a
here.
problem with Gabe Davis.
Good.
But if you trade Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis against Sauce Gardner,
Womp womp.
And hey, we've already seen it already. It wasn't a bad matchup.
no, it was a great matchup. It was a great matchup for both of them. But what I'm saying is, then the number 2 has to go up against whomever, and it now becomes a question. Then they're going to play Miami, and it's against Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey.
That's a worse matchup. You're right.
Go ahead.
If Stephon Diggs goes away, it's even worse.
Go ahead, Kyle, number 4.
And listen, as somebody who said Stephon Diggs would be the offensive MVP back when he was first acquired
You
in
did say that.
August of that season on the student of the game,
Ding.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
You got Josh Allen number 4 too, also, go?
I actually have Lamar Demetrius Jackson at number
like
4. Listen, I'm assuming, of course, he stays healthy, and I'm not mad at Vern for assuming he doesn't. You and I have both within this show, as good shows should do, captured the worst and best case scenarios. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
don't hate it.
Okay. Number 3, Jim.
This is where I have Herbert.
Ooh.
Hey, look, it's another year in that offense. Again, when I'm looking at, because I had Allen and Herbert as 3 and 4, and I'm weighing the highs and lows. Shut up, Kyle. Just wait your turn. Just calm down. I know where you're going. I already know where you're going. So just shut your goddamn mouth, okay?
I know where I'm going.
I already know where you're going. So just shut up. Just shut up, okay?
Damn.
I think he has the slightly easier road. I think these are 2 very similar quarterbacks Allen has more pressure. Yes, there is absolutely pressure on Herbert this year. But I think there's a slightly easier road both in division and out for the Chargers. Yes, Kyle.
First of all, I now know how Beavis and Butthead felt on the episode where they weren't allowed to laugh. Second, What about the goddamn offensive coordinator on your show? What is it? The 5 observations where you wanted to launch Kellen Moore into the sun, and this channel regularly agrees that Brandon Staley sucks as a coach, and now he's number 3. Do you think he overcomes all of that? Jim, I don't know your middle name yet. Nies.
Yes.
Keyword in that sentence, yet.
Thank you, sir.
Look, maybe Kellen Moore needs to get out of Dallas.
I mean, listen.
He was my problem. It doesn't.
If that works out, the single human being who's going to be the most pissed, Austin Eckler. He'll be another running back whose stock plummets down through the goddamn floor.
He ain't lying.
I had Josh Allen with 3. So for the same reason, most probably pressure after like Herbert and maybe Russell Wilson, most pressure. But it's not going to those 3 quarterbacks. So we'll see. AFC East gonna be very interesting this year. That's for sure. Matt, 3.
3 is where I have Trevor Lawrence. I think
Ooh.
With the new weapons that we are getting in that team, with a coach that likes to build up quarterbacks and has taken them to the next level before in Doug Peterson, I think that we see Trevor Lawrence take that next step.
MVP candidate? Trevor Lawrence?
No, stop.
Okay, let's ask some questions.
You ask bad questions.
Let's ask some questions.
Damn.
I'm that high. I have to ask a question.
See, my questions are good because Jim sees them coming and he's afraid of them.
I'm not afraid of them. I just knew exactly where you were going.
Well, why is that a bad question?
You played your hand earlier. I knew where
they're
you were
going to win a division. They might be a top 3 seed in the AFC. Why is it not plausible that he couldn't be a MVP candidate?
Hold on. No. Listen, are you a
quarterbacks in his conference who will be more of an MVP candidate than he is?
Correct. First of all, he's not going to supplant Patrick LeVon Mahomes II. If you believe Flip-Flop and Jim, Justin Herbert's going to battle him for the spot. And I can't.
So Kyle, I said candidate. I didn't say win it. I said candidate.
And here's the third part.
So what? Okay, define candidate.
Top five quarterback.
Oh,
top
okay.
5.
I won't rule out he's a top 5 possibility. That's fair.
Top 5 quarterback? Yes.
Candidate.
MVP candidate is what he's saying.
Oh.
I can't rule it out.
Put it this way,
5.
Throw 5 guys in the pool right now who you can predict will be in the MVP discussion next year. Is he one of the 5 guys?
Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Patrick LeVon Mahomes II, and Joe Burrow. You're right. He's out.
Okay. Fair point. It's not a bad question, though.
That's on Jalen Hurts.
Because
I think Hurts is in that discussion.
As you said in the last episode. All right. You went Lawrence for 3. Mike.
I'm with Matt. Give me
Gentlemen, the guys who picked Trevor Lawrence at 3. Have you accounted for Cam Robinson being suspended for 4 games and that O-line taking a significant...
He don't care.
Shut up, EJ. Taking a significant dip by sending the other starter to Kansas City.
Yes, I've taken all that into account. And the first 4 weeks of the season are the, let's see. I believe they play Indianapolis.
Win.
You got to tell me, motherfucker, please.
Kansas City, Houston, and Atlanta.
KC in KC or KC home?
They're
in Jack.
You're at home.
Yeah, they're going.
Without him for the first 4 weeks, I could see them getting out of that at 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
And then you get him back, and like you said when we talked about Trevor Lawrence a few minutes ago, if Calvin Ridley is half of as good as what they're talking about that he's been in camp, that's just another weapon that he gets to throw to. I believe he's going to be more elusive and try to scramble more rather than trying to force throws.
I don't think he'll try to. I think he'll be forced to.
I mean, I'm just saying. I think he's going to have to show that athleticism.
The other secret that I have covering the team that you may not, Mikey Byrne, is the dude has said. Oh, actually, I've heard it said that footwork is the biggest problem with Trevor Lawrence's delivery. Do you know my source? Trevor Lawrence.
I was going to say either the QB coach or the man himself. It's one of the two.
Right. So that's why I can't sign off on 3. But I'm not mad at you for putting it either. That just means it's more NFL playoff games I get to cover. That's cool.
You're welcome.
3 for you, Kyle.
I mean, listen, if it were any more vanilla, it would be basically Jim's skin tone. I got Josh Allen.
He's not wrong.
He's very chalky.
Yeah. I'm going to assume before I go on a limb on this, we all have the same number 2.
No, you don't, because number 2 is going to be Patrick Mahomes the second for Mikey Byrne.
Burrow for me too. Jim?
Yeah, Burrow.
Matt?
Yes. Joe Burrow.
Kyle? Michael, 4 is yours.
I might be a homer, but I'm not fucking retarded.
There you go.
It's still Patrick Mahomes' world. We're all just fucking living in it. Joe Burrow.
In your defense, even the man himself agrees with you.
Yeah. Joe's at number 2. You know, is he knocking on the door?
This guy gets it.
Is he knocking on the door to be number 1? Sure. While I was in Vegas last week, did I throw money on Joe Burrow at 9-1 to win the MVP? You're goddamn right I did.
Oh shit! I wish you let me know how to cash app you more, bro.
Not a bad deal.
You're goddamn right I did.
So let me pose a question and then Mike answer this.
Mhm.
We throw up 5 guys, MVP candidates. Is he in the 5?
He is number
Nice.
2.
Okay, Matthew.
I think the only person that is ahead of him is the quarterback that we all have at number 1 in the AFC.
Okay, and Matthew.
Yes, he's in the top 2 or 3.
Okay, Jim.
Yeah, top 2 or 3 easily.
Kyle.
I'm not speaking for the NFL MVP. I'm speaking for the student of the game MVP. I think he makes a top 3. If Derrick Henry actually does something with these Titans, I'm going to put him ahead of Joey Burrow.
I like that, and I'm with you on top 3 or 4 definitely. So, and number 1, of course, we know the answer to this. Here's a question. Pat Mahomes. Forget this year. We know where he stands. All time. Where are we on this now? Like, is it? We had this conversation on the Huddle Up podcast. On the episode, the episode come out next week, I believe, Jim, about Andrew Luck and
That'll be
that.
dropping.
Right. That's on
I don't know
Tuesday.
when this show is dropping, so
This is
I'm not
dropping
going to
next
give
week.
out any time. But
It's okay. It's okay.
The Huddle Up episode will be dropping on. Will be or has dropped on July the 26th.
25th. Right. Yeah. Right. Are we there with Mahomes as a top 5 all-time quarterback, even with a small sample size, given what he's done in just 5 years?
I mean,
Jim, go first. Jim, go first. I'll get to you, Tom.
Here's the thing. This is what I've always said about these all-time arguments is I've never liked them because there is way too much context that gets overlooked in all-time arguments, because the game that Patrick Mahomes is playing is not the same game that Peyton Manning played, is not the same game that Joe Montana played, is not the same game that Johnny Unitas played. Is Patrick Mahomes the best of this era? I don't think anybody wants to make that argument. Okay. He is doing just unreal things, and just as soon as you think you have him figured out, he does something else. Right now, am I willing to put him in the top 5 of all time? I don't know that I am. If you make me make that answer, I don't know if I am, because it is a small sample size. And if you listen to that episode that has aired / will air, I have to stand up on my argument about sample size being part of the discussion. He like I said, he's the best to do it right now. He's the best in probably the last 2 generations. But yeah, I hate all-time arguments. I do, like, especially something that's something that's so very wide open about that. And this position has changed immeasurably, even in the last 15-20 years. So it's too hard to answer that question to me.
Okay, Matt, you just lost this guy in the Super Bowl like literally months ago. Where you stand?
Eventually, I think he's in the top 5. I'm not putting him there right now.
Okay, Mike.
I mean, I have bigger questions about 2023 than I do all time personally. So I want to come back to that in a minute. No, not in the top 5 all time as of right now. Could be. Door's there. But he's not there yet for me. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, Kyle.
So I've always done quarterbacks a little bit more different. It's the reason why I've never had Thomas Edward Patrick Bieber Brady as the GOAT. He is not a complete player, and he has shown when he doesn't have help, he flops. We've seen him damn near lose to Geno Smith and the Jets in that day because he did not have appropriate weapons. You take weapons away from Patrick LaVon Mahomes II, he makes the press feel so stupid that he gets the MVP. Please cite him winning the MVP over one Saquon Barkley this past season. The only thing that truly defeats Patrick LaVon Mahomes II is when you have a stacked ass roster on offense and defense, a guy who is incredibly competent at an all-time level, and you take basically 60% of his offensive line away from him. What am I referencing? The Super Bowl that he lost to Thomas Patrick Edward Bieber Brady when he was a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Patrick LaVon Mahomes II has turned 3 touchdown leads into nothing we remember in the mere prospect of 4 minutes. This is all stuff that nobody else has done, the likes of Manning, the likes of
Brady.
Elway. Brady has come up with some amazing comebacks, nothing that quickly, and he had a butt ton of support. Certainly, we saw what happens when he was missing 60% of his own line. Granted, he was well over the hill. I'm not going to be that big a douche. The punchline is this. From moment one, as a youth, the Kansas City Chiefs weren't the Chiefs' defense's team. They were Patrick LaVon Mahomes' team. Those Patriots teams were always the defense's team first. Just ask Richard Seymour, just like I did going into the Hall of Fame induction, gentlemen, to not even remotely consider Patrick LaVon Mahomes II, who got middle name status 3 years into his goddamn career on the Student of the Game, isn't a viable top 5 candidate, is completely asinine. You may not have him there, but we need to have the conversation that he's already in the top 10 all time.
Boom.
Is not bleeding close.
Yeah.
Me, can I actually put him in the top 5 right now? I'm with Jim. I hate doing that when there's this much space left on the court. This I will say. Right now, today, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and that can't be disputed if you want to be taken seriously covering football.
No more be said there. That was great. Guys, great episode as always.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Mike. You want to add something before we go?
Can we talk about 2023 Patrick Mahomes?
Sure, go ahead. Which one?
I don't know what you mean with that, buddy. Yeah, I was curious when you said
let's hear about it because I'm curious.
Do any of you really like Kadarius Toney?
It's not that I dislike Kadarius Toney, though it's a good point.
Do any of you trust the health of Marquez Valdez-Scantling? Anybody know anything about Sky Moore? Because here's the problem. Here's the thing. I get it. Patrick LaVon Mahomes has done great with nothing.
Okay, Bengals fan, try to convince us.
Oh, no. It's not about
I'm joking, buddy. You're good.
What I'm getting at is MVS with Aaron Rodgers was not able to stay on the field because of health. Kadarius Toney, nobody really gave a shit about and ended up getting traded because the Giants didn't want him anymore. You lose Juju. I get it. You have the best tight end in football right now. This is one of those years where Patrick LaVon Mahomes II has to go out there and be the greatest quarterback in football because he's doing it with not the greatest artillery that he's had.
Can I argue that last year too, though?
Hold. Let me get in here because I think, Byrne, your argument is good. You're not making the best argument, though. Travis Kelce's 33 goddamn years old. He's literally the oldest prolific pass catcher in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It is his health that makes your 2023 point a good concern. I have every reason to believe he doesn't make it all 17 games at this point because this guy's played a shit ton of football.
It's the reason why I'm debating if he's my keeper in fantasy again this year.
Right. And listen, I'm on EJ's podcast. I'll even get more intense so we're aware of how I feel about this. There is a fuck ton of reasons to think he will not make it 17 games this year. You're asking the right questions. You just did it with the wrong fucking player.
No. What I'm getting at is he's always had that guy.
Kelce.
If Kelce goes down, do you trust anybody behind to go out there and on 3rd and 7 find a way to make a catch to keep a drive going?
No, I trust a Patrick LaVon Mahomes II with a bad angle to find a running lane if that's not there.
I'm just saying. And I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. It's if what's really there in New England if Brady loses Gronk. It's a similar argument. Like,
so, EJ, remember talking about that back in 20 whatever it was?
2015, remember that?
Yeah.
MVP, remember that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, look, if Mahomes gets hurt, the Chiefs don't have Chad Henne to hold them up anymore. I'd say that jokingly, but I mean, he did win them a
Hey, that's
playoff
not funny
game
to Jags fans, homie.
2
Oh,
years
hey,
ago,
hey, hey.
But
You don't like Blaine Gabbert?
but it's Kelsey is just as and I don't want to say if not more, but it's the tandem is so important there because Kelsey is that safety blanket, and yeah, like father time is looming. He catches everybody. He does. You can't outrun him.
We know you know it because of Jason Witten and Tony Romo. That's a real thing. I get it. And I'm only partially joking. Like, I know you can reference that as a fan. Like that,
Witten, my favorite Cowboy of all time.
That all being said, great human being, by the way. Interviewed him.
Great guy.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Punchline's this, Byrne. Let me turn this on its head. Should Kelsey get hurt and he's still prolific, do I get to come back on this show and say, I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen?
And let's
You
say
can,
all these things Mike said.
Oh no, I'm never on that episode. I'm on TikTok.
Right. All these things Mike
Okay.
said, and then the Kelsey age. They win another Super Bowl this year. With Mahomes being the guy as he always is. Top 5 is a conversation. Is that more than a conversation? It's a reality.
I mean, I hate that we're doing the team achievement thing again for a singular player, but even hippies like that do that, like you, EJ Christian,
Of course.
you're done.
I would flat out say that if he gets hurt and they make a run to the AFC title game, not even win the Super Bowl, but just get to the AFC title game, I think that the conversation needs to be had because he would have brought in Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Sky Moore, and a running back trio of Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Jarek McKinnon
Basically,
to the promised land.
And also if that scenario starts to play out, we need to start having a more serious conversation about the legacy of Andy Reid as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
we already need to, but
And Mikey Byrne, you keep
Yes.
mentioning Scantling. Isn't he a defensive player?
Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
Oh,
He's
okay.
receiver.
Sorry.
He's a receiver.
Okay. I thought you said something different. My bad.
Yeah.
Got you.
No, I'm just saying if Kelsey goes down, if they get to the AFC title game, I think you have to think that it's a success.
yeah, I'll sign off on that.
And he's done that every year in his career. At
That
least to the
means
Final
that
Four.
means at some point he either supplanted Josh Allen or Joey Burr. Probably.
Or they get the one, or they get the 1 seed, and Buffalo has to go to Cincinnati this year, and they beat Trevor Lawrence or whomever gets out of that other first round matchup, and they'll host whomever again in the AFC
The
title game.
list of quarterbacks that he had to beat -1 is still ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Deshaun Watson.
Again, to no one's surprise, the AFC road is much more greater than the NFC.
And that adds to the argument too for Mahomes when we look at it as with
Correct.
context. Also,
And I'll leave it with this. It's been great playing against him in the AFC title game the last 2 years.
Mhm.
I hope it's a third one because the two of those guys playing against each other and getting the best out of each other
Great football.
is arguably one of the funner things. I was on the right end of it one year. I was on the wrong end of it last year. Let's go for round number 3, fuckers.
and that's where we'll leave it, man. Jim, plug away.
Yeah, again, at Big Jim Sports on Twitter. Hit the link tree. It's where you'll find 3CT, Huddle Up, Discussions with a Nobody. Everything that I'm doing is right there.
Matt.
Yep, you can follow me at Teaching to the Choir across all platforms. Listen to me on Tuesdays on Huddle Up and Thursdays on the 3CT podcast.
Mikey.
Take the number 3 wrestling on Twitter. At They Call Me Burn on Twitter. Maybe I'll make another appearance on the Student of the Game show where we discuss awards because that was a lot of fun last year.
That was fun, but don't act like you're not going to be aboard for the AFC North previews as well, Mikey Byrne. That looks to be a badass episode leading into the season.
I'll be there too, right? I have a team in there, right? I have at least one team in there.
Yeah, but we have somebody who's actually a credible analyst and not you. Anyways,
fuck you. Go ahead.
No, Burn, that winter is coming. You better rest assured. And yes, that is me referencing Game of Thrones because you will remember the North for sure. Of course, I'm Kyle Nash, a student of the game. You can find me on Twitter at the SOTG. Find me on Instagram as the same, the SOTG. Find me on Facebook as the Student of the Game. check out my writings with the Black and Gold Banneret covering UCF Big 12 football, bitches. Yeah. And as well as my work covering the Jacksonville Jaguars with the 3-point conversion and A7BN Sports, A7BN Sports on Facebook. And look very soon for possibly some work from covering the Washington Commanders with my guy, Drew Willingham. That should be fun.
Good job, guys, as always.